Okay, welcome to another episode of Famitsu. Check it out. My name is Paul Smith, and this is owrgames.com. We are going to look at this week's issue of Famitsu. Here it is. This week's issue of Famitsu is a strange one. If you can see the cover is covering a game called Idolmaster Shiny Colors. This is the 2-year anniversary for that game. I just downloaded this game and started playing through a little bit of the intro, and yeah, it's not something that I probably will continue playing very much. I just wanted to check it out because these kind of Idolmaster games are really popular in Japan. So I don't know, I just wanted to kind of step my foot in it. The other thing that is in this issue is that they have a pretty big feature on Animal Crossing and also Trials of Mana. So we're going to look at some of those. The strangest thing about this issue, as we open it up, is that they start everything off with the top 30 most wanted games. There's no top 30 games in sales for this week. So I don't know if it was a printing issue or if they just don't have the information because of coronavirus or something like that. There's nothing that I've seen written in the magazine about why they don't have the top 30 biggest sellers. So we're just gonna have to assume that number one was probably Final Fantasy VII Remake. So yeah, we can't really talk about that. So let's get into the top 30 most wanted games. First one off, we have the Tales of Arise that got the most votes. Every week in Famitsu magazine, they have like a little postcard in the middle of the magazine, and you can fill out that postcard with your most wanted games, and that's how they get this information. And so right here they have how many votes. So Trials of Arise got 710 votes. And then the next one down is the new Zelda Breath of the Wild game. There you go. A little bit better, a little clearer. Okay. And the next one is the Trials of Mana. That's number 3, PlayStation 4 version. Yeah, there's a Switch version coming as well that's at 14, but it looks like everybody wants to play it on Sony. Number 4, Cyberpunk 2077. Number 5, Bayonetta 3, and then it just goes from there. Let's look at some of the new ones. Number 27 is Pro Yaku Pro Baseball Famistar 2020. That was in the magazine a couple of weeks ago. They had a little bit of a feature about the new game coming out. Number 29, E-Baseball Power Pro Yaku 2020. That's a Power Pro baseball game. Baseball season should be starting here in Japan, so that's probably why those games are creeping their way into the most wanted games. And then we've talked about number 30 before, but it's creeping onto the most wanted list. That's the Nipponichi game, Shoujo Jikoku no Doku Musume. So yeah, that's the top 30 most wanted games there. Over here we have the top 30 most wanted rookies. These are the games that don't have any sequels or prequels. These are all original titles. Number 1, as always, is Ushido. Number 2 is Ghosts of Tsushima. Number 3 is Cyberpunk 2077. Number 4 is the kanji that I don't know how to read, Tensei. I always I looked it up once and I got it once on one of these podcasts. So maybe if you want to go back in the archive and check it out, um, yeah, it's not going to be very interesting for me to go look it up now. But yeah, 10 something no Saku na Hime. Um, Number 5 is Genshin. And yeah, it just goes from there. Actually, number 8, Root Film. There's a small little feature in this magazine about that game. I think it's a visual novel. I didn't really, I just kind of glanced at it a little bit and didn't really focus too much on it. So here's the cross review games. This game, For the King, that just came out on the Epic Game Store for free. So if you're interested in that game, you can get it there for free. Famitsu gave it so-so scores. Uh, uh, this Switch game is called Dark Soul Plus. Probably trying to cash in on the Dark Souls game. I don't know why, but Dark Soul. Dark Soul. I don't know. But and then over here we have the Trials of Mana game, getting gold award. Not perfect or anything like that, but it got a pretty good score. Over here they're doing a review of an older game that got over 30 points. Famitsu's high score is 40. It's always been 40. They always do a 4-person cross review, so 40 is the top. So these are generally pretty good games. The game that they're looking at this week is Panel de Pon DS. I believe this game is the Pokemon Puzzle League games. I think they've been under a bunch of different titles in Japan or in America as well. So, and then here we are with the main feature, the cover feature, the Idolmaster Shiny Colors. This is from what I've found. Of course, like all Japanese mobile games, it's a gacha game. So you're gonna pick one of your first 3 characters. I ended up picking Kazano Hiyori here, the girl with the black hair. You choose one idol, and then you are her producer. Yeah, I've basically just gone through the tutorial, and that's it so far. But it seems like you're gonna use the gacha game to pick up more idols to join your group, and then you're gonna go out there and perform. You're going to level up your group using certain mini games and stuff like that. They have some interviews with the cast of the game. This woman, Sekine Hitomi, she does the voice work for this Sakuragi Mano. Yeah. So, yeah. Just interviews in here. Like I said, I mean, this game is huge over here, but yeah, it doesn't really interest me that much. Like I said, I downloaded it, so I'm gonna give it a little bit of a try. I've actually been playing a lot of Dota Underlords on my phone, so yeah, this is actually gonna have to compete with that, and I don't think it's probably gonna win out. So yeah, there's a huge feature, as you can see me going through the pages. They have a bunch of information here, taken from surveys from the community over on this page. As you can see, the sex of the people that play the game is 81% men, 15% women, and then 4% didn't want to say. Yeah, play style. Are you playing on a smartphone? Are you playing the smartphone, or are you playing PC browser? Are you playing the smartphone app? Are you playing the smartphone browser version? So, and then asking about favorite songs. Because I think that's the big thing with these Idolmaster games is that people really like the music. Of course, you can see with the 81% male demographic, plus you know the the sexy images in the game, they're going for sex appeal as well. But I think yeah, generally a lot of people like the music in these games, and the soundtracks I think generally tend to sell pretty well. I usually see them at places like Staya and Gale. um, they have them for sale and then rent there, and so yeah, I think the music in these games is pretty good. But once again, just not something that completely appeals to me. um, More interviews, more interviews. Um, this is talking about the anniversary update. Um, yeah, information about that. It looks like they made a commercial for the game, and they're talking about it debuted on YouTube. It was a 7-minute video, and it looked kind of like a drama, and so there's probably some interest there into making it a full-fledged drama. Um, Here's more interviews with the game producers. These two guys are on the team for the game. What else? Yeah. Um, this game is Bare Knuckle 4. Coming out for PlayStation 4 and Switch. .mu is making the game in collaboration with Sega, it looks like. This is an interesting game. I watched a video on Giant Bomb about this game. Um, I think in America it's called like Doraemon season something or other. But it's Harvest Moon with Doraemon. Um, and so you're taking you're taking control of Nobita-kun here, and you're going to have help from Doraemon, but Doraemon doesn't appear always. And you're gonna build up a farm and do farm work. And I thought the game looked really cool, and I was kind of surprised at how much the Giant Bomb guys really took to it and said that it was a really good game. Um, the game came out for the Nintendo Switch, and now they're bringing out for the PlayStation 4. So that's what this article here is about. It's not coming to PlayStation 4 until the end of July. So, um, over here we have information about Catherine Full Body Edition coming to Nintendo Switch. That's also coming the beginning of July. Um, so anybody who's interested in Catherine. Over here, there's a little bit about Predator Hunting Grounds. I'm sure that there's a lot of people out there that are pretty interested in this. I think it just came out today. Well, yesterday over here, but today in America. That's what it says on here for the Japanese release. So I think it's day and date with the American release. Um, who's the company? Sony Interactive Entertainment. Okay. I'm not seeing who the Ilphonics is the developer. Okay, never heard of them, but yeah, it looks pretty interesting. I think what was it? There was a Ubisoft game that the Predator appeared in. I think a couple of years ago, and it must have drummed up some support for them to make a whole game out of uh, yeah, the Predator. So I'm sure that'll interest some people. Doesn't really interest me. too much. Yeah, here's the big layout on Trials of Mana. This is being re-released. Looks like it just came out today or yesterday in Japan, at least. I'm not sure about the American release date. But yeah, they got some gorgeous screens in here. Talking about the new character or the characters and the enemies in the game, the new designs for them. This is how the Trials of Mana has evolved. So how it evolved from when it was originally released on Super Nintendo until now this PlayStation 4 and Switch and PC as well version that's coming out. Battle system, deep story. And then here, I thought this was kind of cute, is they had, they do a reproduction of the original article that ran in Famitsu however long ago. Let's see if it says 25 years ago is when this article ran. And so they've got actual screen grabs, screen scans, or page scans from the magazine. Talking here about the backstory. They asked the staff some important questions. What's the story of Trials? A triangle story. What's the triangle story? There's 3 different kingdoms, and yeah. So, and then there's an interview with the 2 big guys that were on the dev team for the game. They were probably the people that were answering all these questions. And then they bring them back out and have some more discussion about this game with them. I'm not sure if these guys have anything to do with this new game. Yeah, it says original Bond, so they must have only worked on the original one. I'm not seeing anything here. Genzai wa Gung-ho. So this guy works for Gung-ho now. This guy works for Grazo. He's a representative for Grazo. Yeah, I'm not really sure what Grazo is. So yeah, they go into a deep interview with these guys. They do a interview with the person who did the soundtrack. So original soundtrack. So this is the soundtrack for the new game, though. I don't know what this game is. Not gonna talk about that. Sakura Taisen, as always. Old school game. Yeah, they have the indie game corner this week talks about Enter the Gungeon, which is out in Japan. Well, it looks like it's just coming out in Japan. I guess fully translated or something. That one hasn't come out in Japan. But I could have sworn that this was already out in Japan, but maybe they just didn't have a translated version yet. But yeah, they have some information about that game. Here's the postcard I was talking about for you to say what games you're interested in. Here's a DLC for the Shiny Colors. A lot of times when they have phone games or sometimes like PlayStation or Switch games, they'll have like a little code in here to say thank you for the readers. So I'm guessing that this is either a character or maybe just a spin at the gacha. Yeah, it says download content, special content. So this is the thing that I'm most interested in is there's a nice long feature about the new Animal Crossing game, New Horizons. A lot of what this feature is talking about is when the dates and birthdays of the characters are. So let's see. It's got an introduction here about multiplayer and then party mode. A couple of different modes in the game, just going more into detail about how those modes work. This is going more into the DIY section, how to it's just got basic information about what you're supposed to be doing with the DIY stuff, how you can make original designs and stuff like that. So yeah, pretty interesting. This is going into when you go to the other islands, you can meet up with characters there that you can invite to your island, and also the things on those islands that you can take. I've had a real problem with that where I've been trying to get different fruits on my island. Right now I only have 3. I started off with peaches. I got apples from a friend of mine, and then I got oranges from an island. And that one island, besides coconuts, which are on basically every island, that one island is the only one that I've come across that has any other different kind of fruit than peaches. So that's been kind of disappointing. I guess, you know, they want to meter how quickly you're opening everything up, but yeah, it just kind of stinks that I haven't gotten any other fruits yet. This is talking about how to terraform your island to make it exactly the way you want it. I just finished my first new bridge, and I'm pretty happy about that. Maybe sometime this week I'm going to start looking into terraforming, but I like to take it pretty slow with my Animal Crossing. I don't really have a huge checklist of things that I want to get done every day, and yeah, it's just the way I like to play. This is talking about the Easter event, which is already over, and then this mentions that at the end of April there is Earth Day event, and the Earth Day event has already started. Basically what Earth Day seems to me so far is planting more shrubs and trees and flowers, and then getting extra nook miles from that. It's got a little something written here. Yeah, so Reiji, the guy that was in the Hiroba, the town square, he's going to be selling bushes and flowers and stuff like that, and then he's also buying grass for cheaper than selling it at Nook's Corner. So this is going into the birthdays of the characters for April and May, and then what kind of personalities they have, their name, and what kind of animal they are. So I'm not really sure what the birthday has to do with anything. Um, Maybe if on their birthday you can invite them to your town, or if they're in your town, you can be ready to go to their birthday party. I guess I'm not really sure why they're giving us this information about birthdays. Yeah, it's basically just saying that if one of these guys is on your island, yeah, it's saying send them a letter or give them a present. Why don't you try sending them a letter or giving them a present for their birthday? Yeah. So yeah, here's the information about these guys. I think I went to the birthday party of Reiko here um, last last week or whatever. Um, but I don't think I have any of these others. I'm not sure. Um, Problem is that I was playing I was playing the 3DS the Animal Crossing New Leaf for quite a few hours before I started New Horizon, and I got a lot of those characters stuck in my head. So this is a cool character. I kind of like this guy or this lady. I'd like to get her into my town. I like that design, the way that she's got the vampire teeth kind of sticking out. Buck teeth are cute. Um, yeah, so like I said, I don't really know what this is telling us besides yeah, have a birthday party with these guys. In here they're doing a diary with a few quote unquote famous people. I'm not really sure who these people are, but that doesn't really mean anything. Um, and they're asking these people about what their islands are like. Um, they give their people's names and or their island names, and then what they enjoy doing on the island. One of these people didn't even give the name of their island. Yeah, this person. So I don't even know if they're playing this version. They may be playing an old version. Um, and they're a little just embarrassed that they don't have a island name yet. So yeah, I guess that was the main thing that I wanted to look at. This isn't the greatest issue. Like I said, the thing that interests me most, which is the sales charts, they didn't even have in this issue. Um, uh, there's going to be an Evangelion Tamagotchi, Romancing Saga, 30th anniversary project. They're talking about the new Nintendo Switch update that just came out. Yeah. This looks like a paid advertisement for some kind of a esports gamer fuel called Breakout. Who knows what that is, but and then my second favorite part of every week that we talk about, which is dun, 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 snacks. All right, let's take a look at what we got. So this is a packaged, like in the freezer section, maybe in the refrigerator section. I'm not really sure. Um, Meal that they have here. Demi omrice. So there's a demi glace on top of omrice, and then Napolitan pasta. Uh, Over here they have a tanmen, a little bit like a ramen, different version of it. Cheese nuggets. These are a 2 cheese shoe cream. We call them cream puffs in English. Cheese, cake. Yeah, cheesecake shoe is what it's called. This is a Costella cake. Costella was brought here by the Portuguese, and the Japanese have kind of just ran with it ever since then. A couple of types of bento here. Angus beef cut steak. Yeah, Angus. I'm not really sure what Angus is. Angus. Over here we have chicken, mizore chicken. Down here we have stamina ramen. Looks like soy sauce flavored. Over here is tonkotsu ramen. Might try that. That looks pretty good. Here's a spicy ramen down here. Karamen, bean. I think this is the Korean one that's quite popular. I tried these a couple of days ago. Smoked bacon and cheese. It seemed like there was like a hint of wasabi in there too. They weren't bad. Or Japanese Cheetos. I'm usually not that impressed with Japanese Cheetos, but these ones were actually pretty good. They weren't so crunchy that they break the fillings off your teeth, which is usually the problem with Japanese Cheetos. This one, next one down, Torigara Shoyu Aji Ninja Uamaru. Yeah, I'm not really sure what that is. Looks like some kind of chip that's going to be chicken and soy sauce flavored. And then over here we have, what is it? Edamame, salt and butter edamame flavored chips. So those look pretty good. I might try those. So yeah, this has not been the greatest issue of Famitsu since we started doing this show. The Animal Crossing New Horizons article had some interesting information in it. Yeah, there was some other interesting information, but without the sales data, which is usually my favorite part of the episode, yeah, this issue kind of falls flat. So I think we're going to end it there, keep this at a small episode. We're at just over 30 minutes. So yeah, I'll be putting this archive up in a couple of days. So yeah, catch the archive on YouTube. Check out my website, owrgames.com. Twitter, my personal Twitter is SOPACHUCO13, SOPachuco13. You can also check out our games as well as subscribe to the Facebook page, OWR Games. Yeah, like all that stuff. Subscribe, go to the website, comment on things. Yeah, basically tell me you love my stuff. So my name is Paul Smith, and hopefully we'll have a better issue of Famitsu next week. But join us every week for Famitsu Check It Out here on usually Friday nights at around 7 p.m. So yeah, I will catch you guys next week. All right, have a good one.